The time has finally arrived. Gojo has been unsealed. He clashes with Kenjaku. He clashes with Sukuna, making up Jujutsu Kaisen chapter 221, one of the best of all time without a doubt. In our world, Gojo has been sealed for 1184 days. However, within the Jujutsu Kaisen world, Gojo has only been sealed for 19 days, meaning all the insanity of the Shibuya incident arc, or the later half of it, and the Culling game so far was only 19 days. That is pretty wild to think about, especially regarding certain characters like Yuji and how much he's grown in overall power, and of course various other characters and what's actually occurred in the story itself. Pretty wild stuff, just 19 days. However, we have a lot to talk about in the leak, so subscribe for more Jujutsu Kaisen content, it's greatly appreciated. Let's get into everything. Naturally, everyone was scared to actually unleash Gojo, as they didn't really know what he would actually do. Would he be enraged just attacking everywhere? Would he be calm? No one really had any idea what Gojo was going to do, which pretty much represents Gojo as a character. No one really knows what he's going to do, and we get to see that shown in this chapter directly. So once the angel actually unsealed him, this is everyone's reaction because of one reason. He isn't actually here and they think they failed or Gojo is no more. While in reality, my man is going to work instantly, no delay whatsoever, which Gojo truly absolutely goated. Straight away after being unsealed, he pulls up on Kenjaku. Man truly is the absolute menace. Just go on Twitter and have a look what's going on right now. Pull this up, this is what you see, this is the representation of Gojo right now, as we all wanted, and that's what we're actually getting. So praises to our boy Gege. Let's continue. So apparently upon Gojo pulling up on him, he says this: "You should be choosing your words carefully, it's your last moment." Proceeding to attack him, with him being stopped by the one and only Sukuna with this panel. We are getting it. We are getting Gojo vs Sukuna. Not right now, which I'll talk about later in the video, but it's being set up, it's actually happening. We have both of them clashing already, with him calling him Megumi rather than Sukuna, which I didn't really expect. I kinda thought Gojo would be more enraged and upset considering what has happened to Megumi. Of course, there could be more insight in the later chapters. However, he seems to be more so vibing with the situation and more so just excited about being free and having the ability to fight someone like Sukuna rather than the whole situation of Megumi, which I kind of agree with. Who cares about Megumi at this point? That can be something brought to the main attention later in the story. Just give us this fight first. However, it doesn't stop there. We didn't just get both of them clashing, we got them shit-talking one another, with Gojo saying that Sukuna is the guy who ran away from Yuji, which results in the Ice Girl trying to attack Gojo, which results in this, of course. Don't really know what she expected. Throughout the series until this moment, she's been quite prominent with her abilities, always succeeding in pretty much everything she was shown to do, but this time it's dealing with Gojo and that is definitely not happening. But something very interesting is kind of expanded on next regarding Kenjaku, Gojo, Sukuna, and the final battle of the series most likely. Let's discuss it. So the binding vow Sukuna has with Kenjaku is something that Sukuna needs to complete before he has his fight with Gojo. And Gojo also states that he has something to do before he fights Sukuna, meaning this fight has been postponed a little over a month. It's revealed by Kenjaku that the current date in Jujutsu Kaisen is November the 19th, and they agreed to fight on the 24th of December. So does that mean we're going to have Gojo training everyone else in the cast? We're going to have Sukuna do whatever he has to for Kenjaku, and then most likely we're going to have Kenjaku prepare on fighting Gojo and everyone else. I'm getting the sense it's going to be Kenjaku and all of his allies, all the curses, everything like that, versus everyone else on the good side in Jujutsu Kaisen, and then we're just going to have a one-on-one between Sukuna and Gojo, the two peaks of the verse. That's what I'm expecting to happen. However, we won't be actually seeing this anytime soon, as Jujutsu Kaisen is now going on a 2-week break, and if I'm being honest, this is kinda deserved with the most recent chapters, more so the last 15 or so chapters, and especially this one, the long awaited moment, Gojo being unsealed. It was absolute fantastic, hype through the roof. This was my reaction as it occurred, just insanity. Now we have one more thing to talk about, the final line of the chapter, and Gojo being the representation of I'm him. A recall to the moment where Yuji asks Gojo if Sukuna is stronger than him, where Gojo replied that he is tough if Sukuna regains all of his power, which resulted in Yuji asking, would you lose? And then Gojo replying the same thing again, I will win. So Gojo has absolute faith in his power. Will this actually be the outcome? I'm not too sure. Of course, my personal theory is that Gojo is going to die in this fight, and so is Sukuna for the sake of Megumi being saved in whatever way. Considering Gojo also stating that he needs to do something before fighting Sukuna, I'm guessing that's some type of prep to release Megumi from Sukuna. That's just my personal theory for what we've seen so far. The thing Sukuna has to do for Kenjaku is potentially something else for later in the story and maybe expanded on after their big clash or something along the lines of that. We'll have to wait and see. However, do take note, in the previous chapter we did see Sukuna's original body being claimed by Kenjaku. Don't forget about this. I have this weird feeling it will come back and be a major plot point for whatever reason, so stay tuned. Sukuna may lose this fight or be defeated, however he may return in some other way. However, the fight we've been waiting for, probably going to be the greatest fight in all of Jujutsu Kaisen. Gojo vs Sukuna is coming very shortly, and potentially a little training arc for a few chapters before it actually occurs. I cannot wait. However, there is one thing that is kinda sad about all this. Yes, it's hype. Yes, it's one of the greatest chapters of all time. Yes, it's a moment we've all been waiting for since it happened over 1,000 days ago. It also means we are getting very, very close to the end of Jujutsu Kaisen. The end of the story, which is already confirmed to be ending sometime this year, most likely at the end, I'm hoping. But we are getting to that very shortly. The climax of the story is here, which is honestly a little sad to hear. Yes, we'll have the anime season adapting everything for like the next few years. However, once that's over, that's potentially everything we're going to have for Jujutsu Kaisen. Unless of course Gege decides to do like a Jujutsu Kaisen 2 or something like that. A continuation, whatever way, which I'm always here for, but the end of the story is approaching. Just unfortunately keep that in your mind. But that's everything for today's video, guys. I hope you enjoyed. Check out all the other stuff in the description if you haven't already. Help me reach 10k on the Mysterious Chad channel, it's greatly appreciated. Shout out to the mad lads who support the channel via the Patreon. But that's it, guys. Peace.